Welcome to another shop update. Phil is out, and we also have another man down in Curacao, so I think we're going to start with Steve Johnson.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, everybody. Well, if you were here last time, I was working on the cat castle, so we got it all done. Got it painted. Chris did a little bit of decorative work here, and got it where you can take the top off so you can get in there and clean or shoo the cat out. He made these little flags on the CNC like he did all this dental work. But we had one of our editor's girlfriends brought in her cat. He loved it, so we thought that's a good sign.
Yep, cat approved.
So that's done. The next project I've started on is the for Woodsmith. And I don't know if I showed this last time. It's going to be we're calling it the Macintosh cupboard. It's kind of narrow. It's only 15 inches wide, 15 inches wide and about a little over 66 tall. Here are the two sides that I just got these finished. You have some staggered cuts here where you either have to start the panel at 9.5 inches and then add this piece and add this piece, which is what I did. And then you have a 45-degree cut up here. And then there'll be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, there's 4 half-inch dados that are gonna go across here. So you'll need to do that on your table saw. You're gonna have to use your router, or I'm gonna use my, even though it's a 1/4 inch, I'm gonna use I've used this a lot, my H&T Gordon dado plane. Now this one's only a 1/4 inch, so I'll have to take a couple of passes to get to the 1/2 inch, but this will work just great. This has a built-in knicker, double knicker, and a depth stop. So I'm going to set that up. Now you can only do that, you can only use this with a through. So if you look at the cuts, so here's the first, actually look at this one. Here's the first dado, 1, 2, 3, 4. As long as they go all the way through, you can use a tool like this. These just work great because you can really get a nice clean cut with that knicker, and the depth stop, you can't go too deep. So tune in next Thursday. Maybe I'll have something standing up with, right now I'm gluing up panels, the horizontal panels. So that's what I got.
All right.
Thanks.
Very good. Chris, did you have anything that you wanted to talk about? If not, that's okay.
Oh no, I'm already in the
Yeah, you're on the spot, so.
All right, I'm on the spot. All right, well, I guess I can show you a little bit what I've been up to. It's not as exciting as what either of these guys are doing. Okay, first off, there's a happy dog who's been slopping out in the mud and the snow. What could be better than that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're coming up on the second installment of our CNC machine. So I've been working away on some wiring diagrams for the Illustrator. But I guess what I can show a little bit about is that I went ahead and added a dust boot for it. The other CNC machine, our older one, had a fixed boot. And it was kind of frustrating because you had to sort of peek under it in order to be able to set the Z settings for the bit. And so I wanted this one to be removable. And so it's just 2 pieces of plywood, some rare earth magnets, and then I used some conveyor sweep. And it is simply press fitted and secured with a little CA in a groove. The conveyor sweep is available on a number of different lengths. So this is, I think, 2 inch, and then I'll probably make a second boot with 3 inch, and that'll cover a lot of applications. Everything can be set up, and then this just fits around there, and then the vac hose just fits in here. So super simple, very direct. I think it's going to look well. The other thing that I've been busy on the past couple of days is we have been doing a lot of manual rewrites for Next Wave Automation and their product sweep. So I've been using the little 7-watt laser here and making a lot of samples of trying to get kind of a handle on some of the different variables that you can set when creating a raster file for a photograph. So this is just a little cottage. And I've been working with what are called grayscales. And the grayscale is, you can have a photograph that's going to go from very light to very dark, but that doesn't always burn well into the wood. Sometimes you end up with a certain part of the scale which turns out all white or is burned too dark. And so when you work with grayscales, what we're trying to do is create a band of settings, power settings for the laser that are effective and will show. And that way we avoid a washed out or a burned out image. And so I've just been doing a lot of samples. It's probably a little hard to tell the difference, but working with that and trying to learn that. So it's been a lot of fun. These lasers are very interesting. We have a 7-watt, we also have a 2-watt, and then eventually I'm going to get to this one, which is a 20-watt laser, and that has cutting ability, which I'm super excited about, because I think that's going to be fun, cutting things out with a laser. I mean, how could it not be fun, right? So that is what I'm up to.
Yep.
All right, head back into the shop. I won't speak on Marc's behalf, but maybe we can talk just a little bit about the chairs he's working on. I designed these to go with the dining table, which he's mentioned that he also built. It looks like he's made some pretty good progress before he took off, actually. There's not a whole lot of parts to it, but there are some, we'll say, somewhat challenging and somewhat intricate cuts just with the way that the chairs are, the cant or the angles of the chairs are. And so it looks like he's got the rear assemblies glued up, at least the legs, possibly the back stretcher, and then these 2 side pieces that connect the backrest here. The nice thing about designing these projects is, you have a good idea of what you want these things to look like in your head. You have a little bit of the engineering down, but there is a lot that happens in the actual building process, because with a lot of these projects, there's a lot of different ways you can go about performing the same task. And so Marc is working through doing these backs right now. And so instead of cutting the backrest to the same thickness as the 2 side pieces, he's oversized that. He'll go ahead and create his splines, and then he'll start making his cuts based off of how those things end up aligning. There is a dish, or kind of a convex shape that he'll be dishing out with an angle grinder and a carbide cutter head. It's actually called the Holy Galahad. We've used them before to saddle seats for the Welsh stick chairs and some other projects we've done here. So he's making good progress on that. Steve already talked about the running Macintosh cupboard. I'm also in the process of designing for 273 a torpedo style level. It's been a long time since we've done one, so I figured we'd kind of update that a little bit. I found a set from a private collection levels that were from the British Isles, and they're all varying lengths, but they're constructed from different types of exotic wood. Some have some inlay work done on them. A lot of them have brass applications on them too, so they're very unique, kind of ornate looking levels, but still have very practical purpose in the shop. So working on design for that. Otherwise, we're just always moving forward with projects. So this time next week, I think we might have some things assembled. So check in next week. Bye, everybody.